What's up, nerds? Welcome to this special edition of Them Nerds. Tony over here, Jerry over there. Before we begin, stay tuned until the end of the video to find out how to win this Baron Zemo Funko Pop. Today we're doing a little special sort of thing where instead of talking about all of the speculation that we have surrounding some of these Marvel properties, we're going to talk about the top 10 characters who are confirmed 100%. We are going to see them on film in the MCU. All right. I'm going to start off with number one here. One of my very favorite villains and one that almost started a riot previously in the MCU, the Mandarin. The Mandarin is going to be portrayed by Tony Leung in the movie Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. What do you think about the inclusion of the Mandarin? Is this an appropriate way to bring him back in? Do you feel like they're going to do his character justice after the whole Trevor Slattery thing that they've tried to pass through us before?
I hope so. I think for sure that they have the foundation. I mean, Ben Kingsley's version of the Mandarin was also good. I mean, but I like the idea of having more of a ruthless comic book accurate version of him.
Right. And, you know, I would have loved if Ben Kingsley would have actually been the Mandarin,
Yeah.
But then we got the whole reveal that he was just an actor pretending to be, this character, the Mandarin or whatever. He's going to be the big bad in Shang-Chi, and I would love to see him stick around for a while.
That's what we need to start having these villains that are more than just one movie.
Right.
Villain,
Well, that's how they are in the comic books.
Yeah.
You don't just see Doctor Doom in, Fantastic Four. You see him pop up in the Avengers. You see him pop up in Spider-Man. So, it's the same sort of thing here. Moving up the list. This is not one character, but a whole group of characters. The Eternals. We know that we have the Eternals movie that is going to be coming out. It's going to feature a whole bunch of people, including Salma Hayek as Ajak, the leader of the Eternals. Angelina Jolie is going to be Thena. And the one that I'm most looking forward to seeing is Kumail Nanjiani, who's like a comedic actor who got swole like a gorilla for this movie to play Kingo. How do you feel about the Eternals? Is this something you're looking forward to?
I think that the reason why I'm looking forward to it is just because there's so much unknown that comes along with it, and not to only mention that this movie is going to bring a lot of characters, or it brings potential for other characters coming into the MCU.
Right.
The whole point of the Eternals is that their presence here and the mutations onto humans. So that's the part that I'm looking forward to. I did hear that there's a portion of the movie that takes place in Bollywood and other circumstances. I think it's a cool idea. I always like me some Jon Snow, so he's going to be in the movie, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's right. Yeah, you mentioned Bollywood. Kumail Nanjiani's character Kingo is a seeker of fame, and so he decides to hide out on Earth as a Bollywood actor.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of scenes where he's doing that. Very diverse cast. We're going to have the first LGBTQ characters in Gilgamesh. No, not Gilgamesh. I can't remember which one of the Eternals has a husband, but it's a big cast, a good cast, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's such untouched territory that they're going to really be able to, kind of stake out this very specific spot for it in the MCU.
Yeah,
and it could bring us Thanos again.
Yeah,
it could.
He'll never go away.
He'll never go away, that chin of his. Moving up the list, one of my favorites, Ms. Marvel. We know Ms. Marvel is coming. There's already been footage. It's being filmed. We know she's coming. Played by relative unknown Iman Vellani. It'll be its own Disney Plus series. And from what I understand, she's also going to show up in Captain Marvel 2. That's the word on the street. So what do you think the vibe of this show is going to be? What are you looking forward to about this show?
I'm guessing it's going to be more of like a teen-based series, maybe like a CW done better.
Angst. So much angst. Right?
Yeah. Just the plight of the, middle school teenager and the difficulties of, surviving.
Right. Yeah, and then of course, just like in the comics, you have the extra layer of her being a Muslim American, dealing with that added layer of drama, as if being a inhuman that can stretch your arms all over the place isn't enough.
Yeah,
right.
Then you have to deal with bigotry in the United States.
Right, it's true. That one is one I'm really excited for. I
think it'll be good.
That show is going to be just great. Going up the list, Kang the Conqueror, one of the great villains, is finally going to be making his presence felt, being played by Jonathan Majors, who you may know from Lovecraft Country. He's going to be showing up in Ant-Man 3 Quantumania.
Now, I think he'll be one of those characters that I was talking about, where he'll go through more than just one movie.
He has to.
The man is a great actor. I don't know if anybody's watched Lovecraft Country, but that show was probably one of my favorite TV shows of the year.
Yeah. And the character
last year, I guess.
Right. The character of Kang is one of those characters that, just like Doctor Doom, there's no specific, like when you look at a character like, Magneto, like Magneto has obviously bled over into other properties, but when you think of Magneto, you think like, oh, this is a X-Men villain.
Yeah.
Right. But like Kang and Doctor Doom and these characters that are, they're the Fantastic Four, they're the Avengers, they're Spider-Man, they're, Daredevil, they're all over the place, right?
Yeah. It's also, a connection with WandaVision, that commercial with the Nexus. He's a Nexus being.
That's right.
He's a central point in every universe where there's always a Kang the Conqueror.
Yes, which makes me wonder if they're going to make that connection with WandaVision.
I'm positive they will.
Fingers crossed. Moving up the list, previously mentioned the Mandarin, which brings me to the lead of the film, Shang-Chi himself, martial artist, patterned after Bruce Lee, played by Simu Liu, debuting in the film Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Honorable mention, by the way, is this guy behind me, Fin Fang Foom, who is supposed to also be appearing in Shang-Chi. Who doesn't love a big-ass dragon?
Yeah, right?
What do you think Shang-Chi is going to mean? Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do you think Shang-Chi is going to mean to the MCU?
I think it's going to mean great hand-to-hand combat. I mean, who doesn't enjoy that?
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some
hallway battles,
right? I'm looking forward to Shang-Chi. I feel like Shang-Chi is going to fill a role similar to Black Panther, in that, like Black Panther, we've talked about this. Black Panther filled this role of being a hero who, not only was just an enjoyable hero for the public in general, but especially for, young Black kids watching these superhero films, seeing this character on screen that looked like them. And I see the same sort of thing with Shang-Chi. He had a little bit of cheese on him in the comic books back in the 70s. And I feel like this is an opportunity for that to go away. And to have this, Asian American superhero that's just going to be a badass who happens to be Asian American.
Absolutely agree. I understand too, that people are just going to be amazed by the fight sequences and his, the powers he has and everything else. Because, speaking as a person myself who is a orange belt in Taekwondo, it is a skill that takes years to master.
Hey, I was a white belt.
That's the first belt.
Yes, it's the one you get when you pay. My mom paid for Taekwondo and I never went. So I had the belt, but I never actually went. So undefeated. Hello.
Never lost a fight.
Nope. No one ever defeated me at Taekwondo. Moving up the list, She-Hulk. She-Hulk, as we know, is going to be filming here in the next few weeks. Going to be portrayed by Tatiana Maslany, and will be a sort of sitcom style show on Disney Plus.
I think a lot of people were kind of worried about this idea of a sitcom style, for one of the Marvel shows, until you watch WandaVision and you realize these people can pull this off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also think that, you can have sort of a comedic vibe that kind of evaporates into a more dramatic sort of thing. We talked about this with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of funny stuff, but
what if it's like the first Avengers movie at night, but during the day it's Night Court?
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm absolutely here for that.
And I want Ross.
Oh boy. Possible connections with She-Hulk. We talked about, Jessica Jones maybe being involved. We talked about Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, possibly being involved. We know that Mark Ruffalo has been rumored to be appearing in the show as Hulk as Dr. Banner. So I think this could be more than just a 30-minute sitcom. I think.
Yeah, I think that you definitely have to. It has to have a little bit of the idea. Maybe the idea that the sitcom is part of the real world, because the WandaVision was obviously very separate. The two different things, but where it blends together so that she is more comedic even when she goes into. I don't know if I would ever consider her character to be very comedic in the comics, though.
Not really.
But I mean, I don't. Huh?
She's a little sassy.
Yeah, but which doesn't bother me if that's the kind of way that they go. But I think that it, like I've said before, utilizing the Disney Plus TV series to come up with these characters or to introduce us to the characters makes it where I'm more comfortable when the movies come out, and that's the kind of character she is.
Yeah.
Although but Deadpool, that's what you're going to get.
Right.
So for rewriting it, you got to give me 9 episodes to let me work my way into it, put my foot in,
just dip my toe in it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Totally different vibe, most likely, is our next character who is coming to the MCU, and that is Blade.
Yeah.
He is not going to have a sitcom.
No.
Blade going to be played by Mahershala Ali, previously seen as Cottonmouth on Luke Cage. Didn't end well for him there. And this is going to be a film reboot. I'm super stoked for this one.
Yeah, I think I can't wait for it. I wish that they'd hurry up. I know that they're getting started filming it, but I mean, I wish they would hurry up and start leaking stuff just so we can see it.
Right. Yeah, he's going to be so good in this. And I hope that there's a Wesley Snipes cameo somewhere.
I mean, why couldn't Wesley Snipes play the character of Whistler?
I would love that. Yeah. We talked about that on a show a long time ago. And I think as a mentor character, it'd be perfect. I would love that.
Just make a family tree of it. He's the first Blade. This is the second Blade. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of hard for him to be like a father-son relationship because I don't think they're that far off in age.
Right. Yeah. So. I think that I would be really on board with the whole Whistler type mentor character. That'd be perfect. Yeah. So next up on the list, the Black Knight. You mentioned previously Jon Snow, aka Kit Harington. He is going to be in the Eternals. This is a character who should be very campy and weird, but has continually played a very important part in the Marvel comics, especially alongside the Avengers. Where do you see? I know in the Eternals he's going to have a love interest, right, with Cersei?
Yeah, I believe so. He's also a multiverse jumping character, so I guess that's maybe something they're going to play into. I feel underwhelmed by the ending of I forgot the names. That's how
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Thank you. I was going to just wanted to call it GameStop, and I knew that wasn't the right name. That's just the stock I want.
The same.
But so this is a great redemption story.
Yeah. I think that he's such a major star that I feel like they must have big plans for the Black Knight. Yeah,
I like the idea too that Game of Thrones did such a good job casting these people that are great actors. They should be peeling these actors into this series. I mean, and they did it, 2 of them in just this movie. So
yes, steal these people and put them in your movies. It's a great business plan.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And last but not least on our list, probably the one that I'm most excited about, maybe neck and neck with Miss Marvel, but Moon Knight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Moon Knight is going to be starring Oscar Isaacs, aka Poe Dameron from the Star Wars sequel trilogy. and also a Marvel film alumni. He was a very forgettable Apocalypse. But he is going to be playing Mark Spector, aka Moon Knight, on his very own Disney Plus series. For those of you that don't know, Moon Knight, he has dissociative identity disorder. He's like a barely coherent version of Batman with a sprinkle of Captain America and Wolverine sprinkled in. He likes to punch, kick, stab, and he wears a cool cowl and cape situation. There's a lot of Egyptian mythology connections there, which I know you're going to be into.
Yeah, I'm gonna love that, especially since I hear that they're gonna go back to it. What do you think of the idea that the rumor is that the big bad's gonna be Dracula?
If they are bringing Dracula into the MCU, then I'm going to need to reinforce my ceiling because I'm going to jump out of my seat so excitedly. I love the idea that Dracula was one of Moon Knight's big like villains in the comics, and the idea that they're talking about bringing him into the MCU, I'm just like, that's amazing.
I also think it's a really smart idea because of the idea that you have Blade.
Right.
That's a great way to introduce the idea that there's vampires here.
Yeah. Well, and we've always had this sort of mystical side of the Marvel comics where Moon Knight, Blade, Ghost Rider, Morbius, they've all sort of like operated on these dark fringes. Dracula, of course, being a vampire, is sort of involved in that as well. There's like a lot of memes that show panels from the comics where Moon Knight is like cussing at Dracula and stuff.
Yeah. If I remember right, wasn't Moon Knight and like Luke Cage and everything else, they were all part of that Marvel Knights series, right? Where it was a lot more dark and more adult themed.
Yes, Marvel Knights was a great run. I loved the Marvel Knight stuff. But yeah, Moon Knight is a dark, bloody, angry sort of character, and I'm very excited to see how they portray that on Disney Plus of all places.
I think the main thing that we have to look forward to is that they're expanding this universe pretty quickly, and we got so lucky with like the last 25 characters that they've given us or whatever. So the idea in the next 2 to 3 years we could be adding on another 25 is kind of crazy.
That's right. I mean, just today we've gone down a list of counting all the Eternals, at least 15 to 17 characters that we know are coming very soon.
Yeah.
You've heard us talk out of our rear ends and wildly speculate many times. This is not wild speculation. These are actual characters that are going to be introduced in the MCU. I, for one, am very excited about it. Let us know, who are you the most excited about? Let us know in the comments. As promised at the beginning of the video, we are giving away this Baron Zemo Funko Pop to be entered to win. All you have to do is interact with our content here on YouTube, on social media, like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification button while you're at it, and you'll be entered to win. All right? That is it from them nerds. Be good to each other.
Stay nerdy.
Later, nerds.